In the headlines, bandits kill 2, abduct retired general, ex-NYSC DG, others in Katsina. Water shortage crisis hits Kaduna metropolis as KEDCO workers strike disrupts power supply. NIMET says 8 northern states to experience delayed rainfall in 2025. And on the foreign scene, DRC military court issues arrest warrant for Colonel Nanga over alleged crimes against humanity. Hello, welcome to News Updates on Trust Television. My name is Lilian Ogazi. And now to the news. In a fresh attack on Katsina communities, bandits have killed 2 people and abducted 17 others, including retired General Marhazu Siga in Bakori local government area of Katsina State. The bandits, armed with sophisticated weapons, besieged Siga community around midnight on Wednesday, shooting indiscriminately, raiding houses and disposing residents of valuables. Residents of Siga communities who preferred not to be mentioned said the attack is the worst thing that has ever happened to them in the history of the town, throwing inhabitants into sorrowful situations. Though the bandits were confronted by combined security operatives including police and vigilantes, they were, however, overpowered by firepower of the gunmen. Now, according to reports from other neighboring communities, the armed bandits killed 2 people at Kidna.p village, abducting about 8 others before proceeding to Siga town. Many residents confirmed seeing the bandits carrying the dead ones among them while they were retreating from the scenes of the attack Thursday morning. Neither government nor security agencies have issued any statement regarding the attack as at press time. Also, gunmen suspected to be bandits have kidnapped a former Director General of National Youth Service Corps NYSC Major General Marhazu Siga. Siga was kidnapped alongside several other residents of Siga village in Kankara local government area of Katsina State. A resident of the area who confirmed the incident said the abduction occurred on Wednesday after the hoodlums armed with sophisticated weapons invaded the residency of the former NYSC Director General. The Katsina State government and the police are yet to issue a statement on the latest abduction. Eyewitnesses said the former NYSC DG was among those kidnapped by the assailants, and sources said during the attack that lasted for a few minutes, 2 residents were wounded and one of the hoodlums died after being mistakenly shot by his colleague. Now moving on to Kaduna, where a severe water scarcity has hit Kaduna metropolis following a power outage caused by an industrial action embarked upon by aggrieved workers of the Kaduna Electricity Distribution Company. The situation is worsening, with women and children wandering the streets with water containers in search of water for drinking and other domestic use. Trust TV's Bello Musa has more.
This is the situation in different locations across Kaduna metropolis, where power disruption has led to water scarcity. This is due to the fact that personal boreholes replaced pipe-borne water supply in communities.
We were out to fetch water. Prior to this industrial action, we only had epileptic power supply.
Most people here are poor, yet every house has to contribute money for fuel to pump the water. The agreement is that after pumping the water, each house will fetch 2 buckets.
Yesterday, I had to buy 1 jerry can at the rate of 150 naira. We are in a very difficult situation. We formed the queue here around 2 a.m. and up till now, many households are yet to cook due to scarcity of water.
Many houses couldn't get water to perform ablution, and I couldn't even brush my teeth this morning. Some parents said the situation has disrupted their children's school attendance as they are unable to access water to prepare them for school. Our children struggle to go to school and they have to walk a kilometer just to fetch water. The situation is taking a toll on small businesses in the state, with many forced to remain idle. Work has become difficult and we can't afford fuel because it's too expensive. Getting enough food has become a problem. We rely on electricity to work, but we can't access it now. The power outage has severely impacted our work. We depend on electricity to operate, and using a generator doesn't allow us to maximize our profits. The industrial dispute between the National Union of Electricity Employees and KEDCO management has led to the dismissal of hundreds of workers, sparking the power outage and water scarcity. Bello Musa, Trust TV News Kaduna.
Now, away from that, President Bola Tinubu has revised the proposed 2025 federal budget, increasing it from 49.7 trillion naira to 54.2 trillion naira. The revised budget was presented during a plenary session where lawmakers were briefed on new figures and the rationale behind the adjustment. The report.
The proposal, which had initially sparked discussions due to its considerable size, now reflects a substantial increase of 4.5 trillion naira. The President's action was detailed by the Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning, who explained that the increase was driven by the need to address emerging national challenges and strengthen key sectors, particularly infrastructure, education, and healthcare.
Writing to inform you of the availability of additional revenue amounting to 4 trillion 530 billion 479 million 970,637 naira. To propose this allocation within the 2025 appropriation bill to enhance the budget's responsiveness to the nation's most pressing priorities and aspirations.
The revised budget will also include provisions for economic stimulus and initiatives aimed at boosting local industries and creating jobs.
That this allocation framework underscores the administration's dedication to fostering inclusive growth, addressing security challenges, and building resilience into Nigeria's economic fabrics. This investment will, 1, promote stability by addressing critical infrastructure deficits, especially in underserved regions, and strengthening national security.
Lawmakers are expected to hold more sessions to debate and finalize the budget proposal before it's passed into law.
So if we have additional fund, there are places to apply it, and it will still be to the credit of the country. And if we are 2025, we project that we are going to get additional revenue, it is for us to look at the budget, apply it properly, and send back to the executive.
The budget adjustment is seen as part of President Tinubu's administration's efforts to tackle pressing economic and social issues while also working towards fiscal sustainability. In another development, the House of Representatives has urged the federal government to launch an investigation into the unauthorized linking of Nigeria's national identification number NIN to telecom lines without their consent. The call came after an urgent motion was raised by House Majority Leader Julius Ihovere and Patrick Umar during Tuesday's plenary session. Presenting the motion, Umar condemned the unauthorized linking of NINs, describing it as a case of data and identity theft. In their contribution, lawmakers highlighted the significant risk faced by legitimate NIN holders including wrongful criminal accusations, reputational harm, harassment, and legal complications.
The House is further aware that innocent citizens have been wrongly implicated in crimes. They suffer reputational damage, harassment, and legal challenges for crimes they know nothing about. This House resolves to urge the Nigerian Communications Commission to investigate these reports and take immediate actions against any telecom service provider found to be culpable in this practice.
Just last week, a social media spectator put it online and said that if you dial *996# initially I thought it was another idea of unnecessary incursion into my phone, and I took the risk. My dear Speaker, Ibrahim Isaka speaking before you. On my Airtel number, there are already 4 unsolicited NIN numbers linked to my phone.
The House thereafter directed the Nigerian Communications Commission to investigate the issue and take swift action against any telecom company found responsible for the unauthorized linkage. Additionally, lawmakers called on the National Identity Management Commission, NIMC, to verify whether telecom operators were authorized to link NINs and whether the process adhered to the relevant laws and regulations. Away from that, the House moved a motion of urgent public importance and the need to address the recurring fatal accident at Okolowo Junction along Jeba Road in Kwara State and other devastating trailers and petroleum tanker accidents.
It is disturbing that the frequent accidents have made our highway increasingly dangerous for motorists, pedestrians, and commuters living along the routes, while also causing environmental pollution due to spills of hazardous materials.
Also, a motion on the need to deploy more security personnel and equipment to combat the rise of insecurity in Karu, local government area of Kaduna State, was moved.
Seeing a rise of insecurity in Kumana Chiefdom and Kauri Emirate, with cases of kidnappings, rustling, and human fatalities occurring almost weekly. The latest attacks in Zakada town in Makami Ward, Galadimawa in Kwasam Ward, and Gesharo Ward has left many kidnapped and killed. A quick deployment of more security personnel to the troubled areas of Kauri Emirate and Kumana Chiefdom can help forestall this menace.
Plenary resumes on Thursday.
Governor Amadu Umaru Fintiri of Adamawa State has officially presented the staff of office to Sani Amadu Ribadu, the newly appointed second-class emir of Fufore. The ceremony, rich in cultural significance, marks a milestone in the state's ongoing efforts to strengthen its traditional institutions and foster unity. Gibson Swadigo has more in this report.
Dignitaries, traditional rulers and well-wishers from across the state and beyond gathered in Fufore local government area to witness the historic occasion. The event was a vibrant showcase of Adamawa's rich cultural diversity, with traditional dances and performances from various ethnic groups adding color and spectacle to the ceremony. Speaking at the event, Governor Fintiri congratulated the people of Fufore, reaffirming his administration's commitment to strengthening traditional institutions as a means of fostering peace, development and community participation in governance.
You are the first to have your emir formally installed and conferred with staff of office. I call on every subject to accord the new emir the necessary support to succeed this strong. The government has done its bit by yielding positively to your demand for the creation of this emirate. The onus is on you to build it. It is your emirate. It is what you demanded for. It is what we gave you. The extent to which it is nurtured, sustained and revered will be determined by the quantum of energy, intellect and resources you deploy to grow it. You can do it because
I know you have the people with the requisite wherewithal to make it happen.
In his acceptance speech, the newly installed Emir of Fofore, Sani Ahmadu Ribado, expressed profound gratitude to the governor for the trust placed in him. He pledged to uphold the principles of justice, inclusivity, and community service, assuring his people of fair and progressive leadership.
I pledge to be at the center of this new beginning, working wholeheartedly to realize our dream and goals for unity, happy and successful emirate. To the good, supportive and loving people of my emirate, I want to assure you that under my reign, inshallah, every community and individual will be treated equally and fairly, regardless of ethnic, class, or I will be the emir for all.
The ceremony concluded with goodwill messages from community leaders, government officials, and other stakeholders, all emphasizing the importance of traditional institutions in maintaining peace and driving development. Governor Fintri's move to establish additional emirates and districts is widely seen as a significant step in reinforcing Adamawa's cultural identity and ensuring that traditional leadership remains a pillar of governance and social cohesion in the state. Gibson Soadugo, Trust TV News, Yola.
This is news updates come to you from Trust TV. Coming up, from palm trees to prosperity, how Jigawa's dates contribute to economic and socio-economic growth. Now we'll be looking at that and more right after the break. You're welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is news updates coming to you from Trust TV. Let's take a look at our headline stories again. Bandits kill 2, abduct retired general, ex-NYSC DG, and others in Katsina. Water shortage crisis hits Kaduna metropolis as KEDCO workers strike disrupts power supply. Now moving on to other stories, the Nigerian Meteorological Agency NIMET has predicted that 8 northern states will experience delayed onset of rainfall in 2025. The prediction is contained in NIMET's 2025 seasonal climate prediction unveiled by the Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Festus Keyamo, in Abuja. A statement issued by NIMET listed the affected states as Plateau, Kaduna, Niger, Benue, Nasarawa, Taraba, Adamawa, and Kwara. The SCP themed the role of early warnings towards a climate-resilient aviation industry for sustainable socio-economic development. Also outlined key rainfall predictions for 2025. NIMET predicted an early onset of rainfall in Delta, Bayelsa, Rivers, Anambra, and parts of Oyo, Ogun, Osun, Ondo, Lagos, Edo, Enugu, Imo, and Ebonyi states. Now, according to NIMET, the length of the rainy season in 2025 is expected to be mostly normal across the country.
Earlier than long-term average end of rainy season is predicted over parts of Zamfara, Katsina, Kano, Kaduna, Jigawa, Plateau, Bauchi, Borno, Yobe, Adamawa, Taraba, Niger, Kwara, Kogi, FCT, Ekiti, and Ondo states. A delayed end of season is expected over parts of Kaduna, Nasarawa, Benue, Lagos, Kwara, Taraba, Oyo, Ogun, Cross River, Delta, Akwa Ibom, Ebonyi, Anambra, and Enugu states. A normal to below normal annual rainfall is anticipated in most parts of Nigeria compared to the long-term average. Parts of Kebbi, Kaduna, Ebonyi, Cross River, Lagos, Abia, Akwa Ibom states, and the FCT are expected to have above normal annual rainfall amounts.
Jigawa State stands out as Nigeria's land of dates, with date palm trees thriving across over 90% of its landscape. This makes the state a hub for traders in dates, which has over the years contributed meaningfully to the economy of the state by boosting its internally generated revenue. Trust TV's correspondent Ali Rabiu Ali reports from Ditsay.
Those boasts the highest concentration of date palm trees in the state, cultivating diverse varieties that reach full maturity. These varieties include short, small, and long types with varying seed sizes. The exceptional sweetness of these dates attracts traders from across Nigeria. According to Dr. Abdulhamid Hamza Muhammad, head of the Nigerian Institute of Oil Farm Research (NIFO) substation in Dutse, dates are rich in fiber and antioxidants, offering nutritional benefits that may support brain health and disease prevention.
Decided to set up this annex of to particularly focus on the development of network, because this is basically where it is growing. And alhamdulillah, fortunately, we were able to come up with a lot of things with regards to the development and the overall progress of the crop. One, a lot of varieties were identified, and a lot of also hybrid species were developed. Proper agronomic practices were also developed for the successful cultivation of the crop.
Dr. Muhammad explained that NIFO, established around 1979 to 80, is a research institution focused on date farming and its products. Its mandate includes improving crop agronomy, value addition, marketing strategies, and date farm breeding. He noted that Dutse is a primary date farm growing and harvesting region with trees originally planted by Arab traders. Dr. Muhammad highlighted that research has reduced the gestation period for date farms from 60 to 70 years to just 3 years before fruiting. He emphasized that the date business generates internally revenue for the Jigawa state government through taxes and improves the socio-economic well-being of its citizens.
Very significant importance of date farms that I can able to say. One, it will generate a lot of income, because for you to generate 3 to 4 million naira per season in a very any lot of plantation that you have, it's a lot of money. For you also to it help in reclaiming all the areas that are being taken over by this desert encroachment and this thing. It helps in anywhere you plant the dead food, it will be able to help the land, it will reclaim the land. That's what we call land implementation, wherever you have this sandy erosion, body erosion, this once we plant the all the soil particles together.
Date farming and trade have a long and storied history, with dates being traded across the globe for centuries. Dates are known for their chewy texture and sweet flavor, as well as their high nutritional value and diverse uses. From Jigawa, Ali Rabiu Ali, Trust TV News.
And now to stories outside Nigeria. The military justice system of the Democratic Republic of Congo has issued an arrest warrant for Colonel Nanga, accusing him of failing to prevent acts of torture under his authority. Signed by Colonel Magistrate Mabuta Ntupafe, the warrant orders his immediate arrest and transfer to the DRC. Nanga, the former head of the Independent National Electoral Commission, now leads the Alliance du Fleuve Congo and is linked to the M23 rebel group, which recently took control of Goma. Authorities accuse him of human rights abuses, including the torture of a school director, amid ongoing clashes between the Congolese army and M23. The move highlights the DRC's efforts to hold key figures accountable in its long-running conflict. No response has been issued by Nanga or his representatives. Now to the U.S., where President Donald Trump signed an executive order on Wednesday seeking to ban transgender athletes from participating in women's sports, and his latest move targeting transgender people since returning to office. Top Republicans, including U.S. House Speaker Mike Johnson and Firebrand Congresswoman Marjorie Greene, were among those in the audience to watch the signing ceremony. Trump's order allows U.S. government agencies to deny funds to schools that allow transgender athletes to compete on women's teams. Trump said he will now push the International Olympic Committee, IOC, to change its rules on transgender athletes before the 2028 Los Angeles Games. Republican Trump has repeatedly targeted gender non-conforming people in the blitz of orders, pushing his radical right-wing agenda at the start of his second term. At his inauguration speech, Trump announced that U.S. government policy would only recognize two genders, male and female, ending the practice of providing a third gender option in some settings. Now in sports, Newcastle United moved a giant step closer to ending a 56-year-old wait to win a major trophy as they secured a place in the Carabao Cup final with victory over Arsenal after an emotional night on Tennyside. Eddie Howe's side, who held a 2-0 advantage from the semi-final first leg, completed the second part of the assignment and will now face Liverpool or Tottenham Hotspur at Wembley, as they stand one victory away from ending a sequence without major success stretching back to the 1969 triumph in the Intercities Fair Cup. Newcastle made a flying start with Alexander Isak having a goal ruled out for offside before Jacob Murphy turned home a rebound in the 19th minute after the Sweden striker's shot hit the post. The goal came second after Martin Odegaard missed what turned out to be Arsenal's best chance of turning the semi-final around, glancing the post with only keeper Martin de Vromberg to beat in a tumultuous atmosphere. With the Toon Army urging their side on at deafening volume, Newcastle delivered a decisive blow after 52 minutes, following a nightmare moment for Arsenal's keeper David Raya. With that, we've come to the end of News Updates here on Trust TV. Do not forget that you can follow us across all our social media platforms or join our live stream on YouTube for more news, more programs, and more documentaries. Thank you for watching. My name is Lilian Ogazi. Bye for now.